Welcome back and thank you for staying with us here on People's Imbizo. We are coming to you from Vosloorus, where we're talking about swimming as a career opportunity in townships. Now, just before the break, Koen, there was we also made some suggestions regarding lowering the entrance fee, perhaps having certain days for specific age groups, things like that. But what can you say in response to that? Because I mean, the pool has to be maintained somewhat. What do you think of those suggestions?
No, I fully agree with the lady. I just want to mention from council's side, we try our best. Council decided to make the pools R5 during the week and over weekends R10. So we've tried our level best, and it's very expensive to run a pool of this size and to keep it going. But we look at our community as well. I can't speak on behalf of Ekurhuleni, but I give you the facts. But during the week it's R5 for the people.
And just Tisas, if I can just come to, is there a sort of a budget set aside by the government, at provincial level for swimming developments and those kinds of things?
Yes, we do. We do have a budget for Learn to Swim program, and it is usually used for training of swimming instructors, not really to augment the entrance fee. But basically to train the swimming instructors, and we ensure that there is safety in all the pools that are here.
All right.
Can I also just come in there? During the December holiday program, we often negotiate with the municipality, to run a holiday program, and you find that during certain dates and times, we negotiate that kids must come in free, and there's often your lifeguards and the instructors that would be working at that stage. So, and we often sort of advertise it, everywhere, and I think those kids that really cannot afford it, then maybe that is an opportunity that they can come into, into the pool. So it's often just before the school closes, around the 10th, and it will probably run till New Year of the following year, around the 2nd or 3rd, and depending on the agreement, municipality will probably say, all right, we're giving you from 10 o'clock when the pool opens till 12 or till whatever, okay, and then there's free access into the pool. But I must say we haven't finalized the arrangements for this December holiday program, but it should be coming, very soon.
Okay, so your office can get in touch with them and just, get to know what the dates and the times are. A bit of good news there for the Vosloorus children this coming December festive season. Any more questions from the audience?
For a Learn to Swim program, wouldn't you guys make an exception, at least that the children come to learn how to swim for free, instead of paying R10, because now it's for a certain purpose. I often see children here coming to swim just maybe to keep themselves cool during the hot day, but I've never seen a program taking place. Of course, there is no program at the moment, but can we really make an exception when it comes to Learn to Swim program, where maybe we can call all the schools and give them times, and then they must access the swimming pool for free? Thank you.
I think Melvin's the best person to answer that question.
Thanks for the question, sir. The Learn to Swim program is actually a partnership between ourselves and the Education District, and the partnership started quite a while ago. There is an agreement that the swimming pool is for free. The times are from 10 until 12 o'clock. So once we've had a discussion with the school, obviously we try and use schools that are closer to the swimming pool, because it's walking distance for them, so they walk to the pool, and it is free from 10 until 12. And areas such as your Rege Park and Tokoza, which has started clubs, they also come in for free in the afternoon as well. But what we usually do is there's always a meeting held between ourselves, the district, and the interested schools in the area, where we decide on a schedule, and we also look at, if the school is interested to be part of the program, and then, we'll set up a schedule, and that is when we'll start. When the swim season starts, usually supposed to be from the 1st of September until the 31st of March the following year. But unfortunately, as you've noticed, every year we struggle with the weather conditions. So we're hoping that as of October month, now that the schools have reopened, that we will kick off hopefully from this week and next week until they close in December, and then we kick off again in January. So to answer his question, it is actually free, for scholars, but we have to have that partnership agreement between ourselves and the district and of course the school. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Melvin mentioned something about having to stop with swimming because of weather conditions. Is it possible to have public pools that are maybe heated or indoor? That way we can make swimming an all-year sport?
We've got, in the northern region, we've got Boksburg North Pool, which is an Olympic-sized pool, and it's heated and covered. But you can imagine the cost to cover a pool this size. So we're talking money, that's the bottom line. But we do heat some of the pools. Our Delville pool is a heated pool. And Vosloorus, not Vosloorus here, but Boksburg North is also heated and covered. But it all boils down to funds, to votes.
And just talking about, I think Eileen just touched on this previously, what it takes to become an Olympic swimmer. You mentioned excessive training, about 4 hours a day. What about the cost implications? I mean, is there special swimwear that's, that caters for Olympic swimmers different to what I can buy at a normal sports shop? What are the costs involved if you want to actually go all the way to the Olympics? Just to give people an idea.
Yeah, I think at that level it is costly. But if we bring it down to really starting with Learn to Swim, the Department of Sports and Recreation, they have a budget where they give swimming costume and swimming caps. And so at this level, we really don't stress much about the costumes and whether it's speed or whatever you call it. And I know at some stage they also even made provision for towels. And the main reason was you don't want to bring kids to the pool and they're wearing their underwears, or they don't obviously look, they look very uncomfortable, kind of a thing. So we often have provision for that. But at that level of chairs, there's sponsors like Arena and your Spiro. I think Arena at the moment is the main one.
Now, Artisa, so just to talk about some of the projects that the Gauteng department is actually involved in, just give us a bit of a brief regarding swimming specifically.
Basically, thank you so much. But with the Gauteng, I'm listening to all the conversation happening now. The problem is we are in the second tier of government, so our main focus is to coordinate most of the activities that are happening at ground level. Hence, I was talking about whatever we do have a budget about $1 million for the whole of Gauteng in this current financial year. And what we have to do is just to make the environment conducive for all these programs to happen at grassroots level. So we are a coordinating structure. So we provide, like what Eileen has just said, that we provide attire in almost all the school children going through the Learn to Swim programs. We also assist in terms of, I've indicated that earlier on, in terms of the swimming instructors. This is some of the things that we normally do. And monitor if there is any transformation going forward in terms of the children being developed at grassroots level and being promoted at higher level through academies and all. So these are some of the things that we normally do. We normally coordinate and ensure that, because local government is at the community level, so we work hand in hand with them to ensure that we deliver on those programs.
And what are some of the challenges that you're facing, as a coordinating structure that perhaps some of these bodies that are represented here can actually get to know about and try and tackle from their perspective?
The challenges in terms of Learn to Swim specifically, because we've got other challenges. But let me just start by saying with Ekurhuleni we haven't had any challenges so far. We're working very well with them. We've got a very good collaborative with Ekurhuleni. In fact, we're actually fostering that Gauteng City region partnership. So we don't have much challenges except that I think we need also to focus on the early learning centers to ensure that we start this at an early age. Those young ones there needs to be trained as well and develop those swimming pools, because we rely on the Ekurhuleni for facilities. So we don't actually even provide for such facilities. We rely on Ekurhuleni to provide those facilities. But let's focus also, start from grade R's. Let's start there and then see them moving up the ladder, because now as we indicated that it can be a career. Yes. Then if Aidan has just mentioned very well that it needs community involvement, it needs so many things, it needs coaches, it needs everybody else. So hence I'm saying it starts there, and then we also want to see so that when we do the awards, then we know that this is some of the things that we produced from, supported all along, and here we are providing these people to go international, to fly high.
Nakun, just coming to you, what are some of the challenges that perhaps you face, and what can other departments do to assist you?
No, we work well with the other departments, the Gauteng province, as my colleague said here. And, you know, our main purpose is to provide the facility, to keep it clean and running and safe. And that's what we do. We've got small challenges, but anything's got challenges. And, but we're running smoothly, and it's a team effort.
And just from the, since you actually sit on the committee of the ward, will there be any commitment from the committee's point of view to get parents more involved, to get them to know more about swimming, to get them to know about the opportunities that are available, as has been mentioned by the different panelists here, just so that there's more cohesion between the parents' involvement, the students' involvement, the community's involvement in what's been provided by the government and other structures?
Yes, it will, because we're working according to the branch-based. So the only thing we're going to do, we'll come to them, we'll talk, I'll give the report to my council, what happened, so that he can take it to the other councillors, how they must do these things. They must arrange it accordingly and invite members of the public or the parents from school, make a meeting, arrange everything and tell them what is going to happen and how are they going to be committed and how must be done. Because everything we are doing here, you must always report to the member of the public. You cannot do your thing without telling the community. Even now they will ask, when did this thing happen? How didn't we know? You understand? We have to let us know. The message must start from the councillor through the ward committee and down to the community, because we are working direct with the community. They will be asking us, we heard that there was something in the swimming pool, why it didn't involve a community. You can see now how little people are here, very few. The community is here. They will be here supporting this thing, hearing them from them. They can hear it from their ears so that they can fulfill it. There were people, they were there. But now they will say, you are doing things on your side, and then after you come and call us. We are supposed to be there and tell the people what we want for our kids. You understand? But the best thing, what are we going to do now? I'll sit down with my councillor, since he's the councillor of this ward, and we arrange how to let all the people from Vosloorus, around Vosloorus, so that they must know about what sports and Shrek have for our kids and what the ideas they came with, so that we can sit down with them and make a team so that everything can flow in good.
Perhaps I'll put this on the spotlight just a bit here. I know that it was actually Eileen that mentioned it about balancing the sports and academics. Are there scholarships available for people who have potential to become world champions in swimming, where you actually get the person more academic support and encourage them in that sense to help them fly high? Because some people, you find that they have the talent, the raw talent is there, but they can't afford to stay in school and, you know, pursue an Olympic career in swimming. Is there any sort of a coordination between the Department of Education and, you know, sports, arts, culture, recreation?
There is a very good working relationship, because now we work in partnership with the GDE, Gauteng Department of Education, and coming to the issue of trying to balance the academic and the sporting aspects, we do have some what's this thing, high performance centers. They also try to balance the two, because if a child specializes in like in swimming in particular, we do have high performance centers, and then we're trying, it's still in the pipeline, to say let's have all these things within the communities, because now you cannot be taking your child to Pretoria or to UJ. You know, those are some of the things that we're actually discussing for them to be well mentored, well coached to reach whatever potential they have. So we do try to balance, because like I'm saying, we work closely with GDE, and then whatever programs, the policies is there, that actually guides us how we interact with GDE. We are busy trying to enforce against sports Wednesdays. That was now stopped at some stage, but we want to revive all those things with the GDE.
Okay. Now, Kun, just coming to you, mentioned firstly that safety is of utmost importance, and I think that of all the sports that exist in the world, the sport of swimming is one that is like can be a matter of life and death if you don't know how to actually swim. Is there are there any community projects that are in place in Ekurhuleni Southern Region to actually raise awareness about the fact that everybody actually has to know how to swim? Because you might be visiting a relative on the festive season, and they could have a swimming pool. If your child wanders off, they could actually drown because you can't swim and save them, or they themselves can't even swim. Are there any sort of campaigns of that sort?
No, to be honest with you, we need to work on that side. We've started with the learn to swim with the little ones, but later on we will have to take it through to adults, because a lot of adults can't swim. And I just want to add that it's not only to get the best swimmers in our country, but we've got spin-offs as well. You can become a lifeguard, or you can become a coach, or there's lots of opportunities in the whole sector.
And just Marvin, maybe I'll just toss this one to you. How young, what's the youngest age you can start learning how to swim at, and what's the oldest, just for information's sake?
The Learn to Swim program is for grade 1, 2s and 3s. And in Vosloorus, like I said, because of the depth of the pool, we make use of the 4 and 6 year olds. So age group wise, we're looking at 6, 7 and 8, and then also from 9, 10 and 11.
And if someone's actually able to get private swimming lessons for their child, how young can a child learn how to swim? At what age? Under 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah, there's a lot of toddlers that does, from a very young age, few months old. I've heard of a lot of stories where they throw in, toddlers in the pool and just teach them how to toss themselves over, to float. Myself and Koen had a discussion the other day. We were actually talking about that, the safety and to get them through it from a very young age. So those opportunities are there. There are a lot of coaches, throughout the Ekurhuleni, private coaches that do, teach children on how to swim.
So the younger the better, actually.
It's,
and even if you're old, if you've hit retirement age, can you still learn how to swim?
We do have a lot of interest from quite a few of our teachers, actually. There's a teacher at Popangotso Primary. Her name is Angie, and she's gained a lot of interest, and she's now started with our lifeguards, which is also our instructors, LTS instructors, and she's now actually going through the course, and she's now learning how to swim because of the Learn to Swim initiative. So it's open to everybody, and like Koen has mentioned, for adults as well, to keep them safe. A lot of adults drown, so it's good to actually go into it as well and start learning how to swim.
And is there a Learn to Swim website one can contact just to know where the nearest sort of center they can get in touch with is?
There isn't a website, but I'd say they can come to our offices in Germiston, at Germiston Stadium, the sports and recreation offices, and all information will be provided to them, at the stadium.
Okay, thank you. Now, Aline, just to come back to you, for the sake of viewers who might be watching, who don't really know much about swimming, I think we always assume that people have a lot of information. If you look at other sports, you can specialize in certain areas. When it comes to swimming, what are the different opportunities available? What can you specialize in?
Well, we've got 5 disciplines under Swimming South Africa. So for all of them, the base is swimming, which is Learn to Swim. And then we've got diving, we've got synchronized swimming, we've got water polo, and then we've got open water swimming. Okay, so those are the 5 disciplines, and the other 4 really you must have the basic swimming ability to take part in the following.
And what's open water swimming?
Open water is when you swim in the rivers or the dams. Your Meet-My Mile?
Wow.
Yeah, Meet-My Mile would be an example of open water. So it's obviously for people that have a lot of stamina or endurance that can swim long distances.
Can't imagine swimming in an open sea. If you get tired, what happens then? Just out of curiosity, when someone does open water swimming, is there some sort of perhaps a lifeboat that swims closer to them, or some sort of a backup system in case I get tired of swimming or I get a muscle cramp or something?
Yeah, if you've watched the Meet-My Mile on TV, they have all those safety measures. They've got a safe a zone where they obviously mark where people should be swimming, and they've got lifeguards and people there watching all the time. So it's a safe environment to obviously do your open water. I just wanted to comment on what Marvin said. I think earlier on I did say I'm from Swimming South Africa, but we've got our local affiliate called EGA, and they also, I think they have a website. If not, they have a landline where you can actually call if you want swimming lessons, whether as an adult or private lessons. Obviously, it will cost you some bucks.
Well, what does EGA stand for? We can probably help our viewers.
What? Eastern Gauteng Aquatics.
Eastern Gauteng Aquatics.
Yeah.
So you can Google Eastern Gauteng Aquatics and get in touch with them and find out where they can actually learn how to swim.
Okay, and then they've got learn to swim schools. They've got baby schools as well from 3 months where you can actually take your little babaki to learn to swim at a very early age.
Okay, well. Well, just back to our audience. Any more questions from the audience? Do you all know how to swim? Are you willing to learn how to swim? Would you let your child get involved in swimming as a career?
Michael Lelosa here. I'm a tennis coach here. Can I speak in Zulu?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Mina bengicabanga ukuthi kungaba ngcono if singastarta ama clubs so that lento yonke izokhona ukucontroleka. Kuzoba nesikhathi sani sokuthi like your tennis babe nesikhathi sokuthi beze nabo ukuzotraina la i-swimming because na izobanceda i-swimming ku-tennis. And then organizations like abo Vasa nabo bakhona ukuba in charge ukuthi bakhona ukuya ezikolweni kuyenza i-awareness about e-sport. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your contribution. I think Melvin already mentioned that there are some clubs that have formed in certain parts of Ekurhuleni and that they are increasing them from the north, south, east and west. Yes, I think his hand went up first. We'll come to you afterwards.
Igama lami mina nguBashin Mahlangu, ex-professional player ye-Orlando Pirates. I think lena initiation enziwa Ekurhuleni ibaluleke kakhulu ngoba abantwana if beza lana bazoswima kuzoba nendlela yokuthi manje tholakala ukuthi kuba khona italent etholakalayo la kulabantwana bazoswima la ngoba esikhathini esiningi mangathi uyabheka la elokishini la eVosloorus mina ngine team engitrainisayo lana e-netball court from 5 o'clock until 6 o'clock. It's a keep fit team. Uthola abantwana lapha yana especially lapha e-stadium bahleli benzani ba end up bangena kwizinto zama drugs. So I think kuwo lawo nama ward councillors ngiyacela ukuthi lento leyo kufanele nje igcizelelwe emphakathini. Enye into nimention ipoint ukuthi abazali kufanele basupport abantwana babo. Esikhathini esiningi that's why thina for thina abantu abamnyama asinabo abantu abasirepresentayo kulama sporting codes ngoba esikhathini esiningi abazali umzali uzothola bamtshela ukuthi umntwana wakho wenza into eso but wena awazi ukuthi umntwana wakho utalented kangakanani ngoba esikhathini esiningi kunezinto esispendayo angeke ngizimenshine mara abantu abaningi bayazi ukuthi isikhathi esiningi i-energy yethu sispenda esikhathini endaweni ezirong. Uthola ukuthi umntwana ufuna ukuthi i-support I mean nayo le 10 rand for mina angisebenzi but reasonable but at the end of the day uzothola ekhaya umuntu uyakwazi ukuthi ayothenga utshwala but utshwala buyimalini. I mean ipoint lelo bafethu. I mean funeke ezinye izinto sizibeke pha sikhulume singabazali ngoba lento lena ibalekile kakhulu emphakathini. If singa change mindset yethu ukuthi always sokhala ukuthi asinamali kodwa comes weekend abantu imali abayispendayo I mean etshwaleni imalini. If umuntu let's say ungabudgetela ukuthi okay kule viki leli makuba mhlambe 5 rand kushuthi 5 days imalini it's about 45 rand if I'm not mistaken. And then nge weekend ngelanga eli1 when you spend 1200 etshwaleni and then it's sisithini ke lapho. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
My question is to Eileen from Swim South Africa. Now the Learn to Swim program creates a lot of interest. And a lot of the kids want to take it further and they want to become, professional swimmers. And one of the problems or challenges that we have in Ekurhuleni is the lack of qualified coaches. Now I wanted to find out, how can, Swim South Africa assist in getting, some of our lifeguards, who's also our Learn to Swim instructors, get them through the course and get them qualified as coaches, because that will also assist for them to start forming more clubs within the metro. You need a qualified coach to form part of your executive for you to be able to run your club. Now, what sort of assistance can we get from, Swim South Africa to get all our lifeguards who is now, qualified learn to swim instructors and also has an interest to become qualified coaches, because there's a need for it. And there's a big lack, within the metro for qualified coaches. Thank you.
Let's take one more question before we come back to the panel. Oh, there's two more questions. We'll have him and then we'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Master Ukaba, ex-ACES player. What I would like to ask is, because now, we're coming here just to support swimming. It's a sport. But you're facing a problem sometimes whereby we've got an academy, soccer academy. Swimming is one of the things that we need, especially in soccer, because there is some exercises that they need swimming. You understand? Now, if you're supposed to come here, you'll find sometimes we're facing a difficult things whereby you must pay sort of money to come and swim, wherever that swimming is a part and parcel of our sport and cultures. That's why I want to ask a gentleman, especially my friend who invited me here, that what can you done for us as a people of Vosloorus, whereby our kids and adults also who want to come and learn how to swim or to come and exercise, but they're supposed to pop up something out of their pocket. How can you assist them? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll let Eileen just answer briefly the questions that were posed to her.
Yeah, okay, the first one by that gentleman, no, we don't just register clubs where kids are now at a certain level. We even have room for learn to swim clubs. So there's 3 tiers that we work from, and right at the bottom would be a club, but it's at that stage just learn to swim children. Okay, and then you obviously further move up. Okay, and then responding to Malvin's question, Malvin, if you can recall, I think the last training we had of lifeguards, it was actually provision made by Eastern Gauteng Aquatics through Swimming South Africa, funding from Gauteng Sports. So there's a partnership of a lot of partners involved to try and make it an impact. I also just wanna indicate this. When I was just waiting outside, I actually phoned the acting president of Eastern Gauteng Aquatics, and she mentioned that one of the biggest challenges that we have is having learned to swim instructors. And she said I must actually put it out there and say, if there's anyone interested in being an instructor, we'll obviously provide the details, so you can contact me at Swimming South Africa, and then I'll obviously link you with Eastern Gauteng Aquatics. And she also said, preferably if you have some swimming ability, but if you don't, but you are committed and passionate, we can see how we can we can help you. So you can be an instructor there, you can further go on the pathway and be a coach, or you want to go into lifeguarding, or you want to be involved in other aquatic related activities or sports in code.
Well, just before I take the closing comments, there was a question posed to Marvin regarding when you have different sporting academies that require the skill of swimming in part of their training or part of their practice. Is there a way that there can be a partnership between the two?
Okay, my response to the gentleman would be I'm responsible solely for the Learn to Swim program and for Learn to Swim. So I think he should come make a turn at Germiston Stadium and come and have a discussion, with our divisional head, Mr. Ethel Sijadu, and I'm sure he'll be able to assist, other sporting codes that are also in need of assistance and in need of using, the facility. If he can make an appointment and come and see, our divisional head, he'll be more than welcome to assist them.
Well, thank you. I'll just take some closing comments from the panelists, and feel free to give contact details if you have a website or a phone number that someone can actually call to get in touch with you. I'll start with you.
Okay, thank you so much, William Seven, and to my colleagues here. But what came out of this and that I take home is that I realized that we're still far away in terms of bridging the gap of transforming the swimming academy. Not necessarily only the swimming, but we still have a long way to go to bridge the gap of the previous and now. And I still believe that we can still we are trying and we are striving to reach there, But with all these hiccups of especially of unemployment and all these things that actually hampers the progress that is being done already, I think we need to support the notion that we should form those clubs and be structured in such a way that when you measure your success, then you know where you started. So let's go encourage the community to start those clubs and be able to be affiliated with the swimming academy or swimming aquatic South Africa, or is it Ekurhuleni, Eastern Gauteng Aquatics, and be part of the whole team that will be mentored up to the international level. So we need more Chet Diclos, we need more Detroit, you know. So we need quite a number of them, and we haven't had them. So we want in the next sports awards, we'll be able to highlight all these achievements that will be done. And I strongly believe in Ekurhuleni in terms of how they manage their own sports and recreation things. And through our support, of course, we'll keep on trying to bridge that gap and transform where we can. In terms of, because now most of the issues is the budget, but we'll try to ensure that we reach the target or whatever objective that we need to achieve. And the instructors, yes, we need those ones, because we do have quite a number of fatalities due to drownings and all those things, and I think we need to reduce those statistics and engage everybody should know how to actually save a life from the pool.
Well, Koen, just over to you in about a minute.
I'll be quick. Our core function is to provide facilities and do the day-to-day running. And as you can see, the water is crystal clear and the people take their work seriously. So we've got safe pools, clean water, safe water, and we want the people to come and enjoy.
Eileen?
Thank you. I think for me, my favorite personal quote is by the time a child goes to grade 5, in an ideal world, that child should be able to swim, or at least have the basic swimming skills. And then lastly, I just want to say, we do have opportunities to empower unemployed youth. As indicated previously, we can take you through the training. Parents, you can be trained as timekeepers, and that's one way of being involved in your child's aquatic, engagement. Thank you.
Thank you. For you, sir?
Yes, thank you very much, AN7. I am happy about everything. I can see ukuthi ngesixhosa khona into ethatsayo. Kuyabonakala khona ba into ezayenzakala lapha eVosloorus. Now we are very much happy for you to be here and for us to have this opportunity to talk about Vosloorus. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much to our panelists. Thank you to our esteemed guests here. I think I might take a dive in the swimming pool before I leave. But, the conversation does continue, so do follow us on Twitter at ANN7TV. Use the hashtag #PeoplesImbizo to give us your contribution, your comments to this discussion, or to suggest a different discussion for another day. From ourselves to you, God bless you.